Some of us are shattered, others worn and tattered. That's the way life always seems to be. But you might find me somewhere in Venice, under the shade of a black palm tree. Under the shade of a black palm tree. From a second story, a post office building, stands a friend of mine, a letter in her left hand, looking down on the circles of town and wondering why it's not at her command. Some of us are shattered, others worn and tattered. That's the way life always seems to be. But you might find me somewhere.
Yes, we have Oleg and Igor from Russia.
Привет, Олег и Егор.
Здравствуйте, товарищи американцы.
Yes, and these two musicians here with their band called Limpopo.
Что он говорит?
Но он говорит, что ваш комплекс это Лимпопо называно.
They are also on the Venice Beach compilation record entitled The Spirit of Venice. I'd like to ask them some questions through our translator here.
Что он говорит?
Он хочет просто опросить вас несколько вопросов про ваши правами.
Ну, пускай.
Wait a second. I don't know what you're saying.
Just translating, you know.
Okay. Well, we'd like to know, the public would like to know when you came to Venice Beach and why you came to Venice Beach and what is Venice like compared to where you're from in Russia?
Ну, он говорит, почему вы здесь в Венесе, что вы делаете, что вам нравится про Венесе и как вы здесь приехали?
Ты почему в Венесе? Ты почему в Венесе?
Why are you in Venice? What are you doing in Venice, huh?
Hey, what are we doing in Venice? Having fun, playing music, right? That's the place to be, right? Yeah, and actually 3 years ago when I first came to Los Angeles, I wanted to check it out to see where is that place where all the street musicians go and play. And I took my guitar and my friends took me to the boardwalk on Venice Beach and I sat down and started playing tunes and there's this guy was walking by. His name is Phoenix and he plays his little saxophone. We just jammed a little bit and that's how I met him. And every time I come to Venice and I met some people and now I just brought my bass with me. Yeah. And then these guys, they came a couple of years ago for a tour here and they also stopped by in Venice and played a couple of tunes and now we just got together and we have our band. Venice is,
Yes, I see your English is very good.
Well, his Russian is also very good. And your English is very good.
Thank you.
Гоп-стоп, мы подошли из-за угла. Гоп-стоп, ты много на себя взяла, теперь расплачиваться поздно.
Okay, we have Sonny, who is the undisputed king of Venice. That's right, this is the king of Venice in front of you. He knows more about Venice probably than anybody else who lives in Venice. Sonny, go ahead. It's all yours. I don't know what to ask you.
Well, what can I tell you? I mean, you know Venice as well as I do.
Oh, come on now. You know that. When did you come to Venice?
1969.
Why did you come to Venice?
I studied, I had a private teacher I studied tenor saxophone with, and I just come back from playing New York for about 3 years, and he said, go to Venice. He said, Venice is great. He said, you can lay around on the beach. He said, you can get a storefront, a room or apartment for like $50 a month, and it's great. So I came to Venice. The Doors used to live there.
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you. I know
I partied with them. They were they had there was dirt out here, and if you had your sleeping bag or whatever, you crashed out of, along the outside. So I partied with them one night.
I know there's a lot of other people that used to hang out with down here, like Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin. Maybe you could comment on some of the experiences you had down here, Bob Dylan.
Well, I got a little late. I got here a little late for Jimmy. I met most of the people in New York, and before that are in San Francisco. In 1965, in like a little town called Santa Rosa, I wrote a song called Purple Haze. And then like I moved to San Francisco and I sang it at a club called the Coffee Gallery. And like Janis Joplin was there, and Janis heard me sing it, and she says, man, I really like that last song you did, so, you know, would you write it down for me on a piece of paper? So I wrote it down for him on a piece of paper, and it was for Jimmy, you know, because Jimmy was so great, he was so far above everybody that, like, it just went to him. You know what I mean? I didn't consciously think, well, I'm writing this song for Jimi Hendrix, but what happened was that, like, you know, Jimmy was there. I mean, it was like, he was a great help to me. It was like probably on the guitar, my major influence.
Here we have Tommy Jordan. Yes, another musician on the Venice Beach record, The Spirit of Venice. Tommy Jordan, why don't you tell the people why you come to Venice and why you like Venice?
Well, in the day that I came here a lot, it was just because a lot of people would come together here. Dave Rolicky, who I wish was here because he was real essential in the recording of my song. Icky, Write Your Worries in the Sand. And Tim Moynihan, the anti-apartheid jams, where we used to, you know, at least vent some of our feelings on some of our frustrations about something that's going on far away. And I felt like we, you know, got something going, gained some momentum.
One of the ways you used to round up the people was with the horn. Do you have that horn with you today?
Yeah, this one right here. Oh, see now, this is a simulated Swiss Alp horn. Made from simple local material. Some of my ancestors are from Switzerland, and this is a very thing to get people together. It sort of, you know, makes their ribs vibrate at the same frequency.
Yes, we have Daisy. One of the few, actually there's only two women on this record, and she's one of them. Daisy, why don't you tell the people where you're from and what year you moved to Venice?
You see, in 1980, I came from Springfield, Illinois, out here. And I've been out here ever since. So I didn't know they was as friendly as there is down here, so I thought I'd bring my box down here one day and sit and play a little gospel songs, and I see that went over pretty good too. I said, well, that's my calling. I go back down here. So I love. Sometimes we have a quartet down here. I have them singing and clapping, and I'll be singing a cappella, and we'll have a good time. I got a video with me being made down here and at home and in my garden too. I got a vegetable garden, and boy, I'll sing all over it and talk all over it. So we have a time. I have them clapping their hands. I'll be singing the Lord's Prayer, and we'll be getting along good. I love that. Everybody enjoy this beach, you know, down here. It's a pleasure.
We have Wadada, the king of reggae music, on the boardwalk of Venice Beach. He's also one of the artists on the Spirit of Venice compilation record. We'd like to ask Wadada a few questions today. Mainly, I'd like to know, the world wants to know, why you came to Venice, how you came to Venice. What do you think of Venice, Wadada?
I tell you what, first I came to Venice about 11 years ago. Matter of fact, I was drawn to Venice kind of mystically. I was going to New York City between the Washington, D.C. area, Maryland, heading towards New York City. In between there, me and a couple of friends talked each other in to coming all the way to California because of the sun.
So you weren't really planning on coming to Venice, it just happened?
It just happened. Total accident.
Wow. I understand, Wadada, you've been all over the world. Traveled to Europe, Mexico, Africa, and many other places. But it seems to me, being a resident of Venice myself, you always end up coming back to Venice. Why is that?
I tell you what, Venice is like a workshop. It's like where you come together to put your stuff together. It's like where you build your vehicle and then you take off to go to the other places. That's what it means to me.
Like International Laboratory, Venice Beach, Venice University.
Yes, today we have Uncle Bill. Uncle Bill has been down in Venice for a long time, and he's pretty much one of the main musicians and main influences down on the boardwalk. Uncle Bill, we'd like to get a few words about what you think about Venice and why you live in Venice.
Oh, ever since, the last time ever since 46.
You moved here in 1946.
Yeah.
What was Venice like then compared to the Venice today?
Wide open gambling down there. They had the Wynwood, they had the roller coasters, and had the boats for 50 cents go out on the ocean. And down to where the Ocean Park Pier, Santa Monica had the Ocean Park Pier. And you catch a tram ride from there to the Navy, then you took another tram ride down to Santa Monica for a dime.
Why do you think so many musicians and so many people are attracted to Venice? And you've been here, how many years have you been here, and why what's the magic of this place? Because you know better than anybody. Tell the people about the magic.
Well, the magic is, I've never been mistreated in Venice. You know, everybody said the police put them in jail. They put their own self in jail. If you don't do it, I ain't been in there, you know. I got in there once when I told the police to move a guy from me, it didn't, so I had to take care of it.
Line up one more time real quick. I'm going to take 2 quick shots.
Write your worries in the sand. Let the ocean lend a helping hand. Take your troubles out to sea. Feel the feeling of what it is to be free. I wrote my troubles in the sand, and the waves washed them all away. Because of nature's command, respect is here to stay. And all across the land, people begin to sway to the rhythm of the world that goes round every day and night.